Tonight on The Update, former Cocoa Board CEO in hot waters. Opuni blows $19.25 million on untested fertilizer. We are witnesses of your achievement, Jasican Chief to President. Teachers to be trained. GES trains teachers on new curriculum. Gold Coast Fund Management in trouble. Aggrieved customers hit the streets. Brexit saga continues. Theresa May announces date for new voting. Italian Open. Serena Williams withdraws. Leg injury noted to be cause of pullout. And Kim and Kanye to name their new baby. Fans await name of surrogate West baby. Hello there, good evening. We are glad to have you join us here on DGN and streaming on Facebook Live. This is The Update with me, Godwin Nambo. Let's get right into it. Details are emerging about how the former Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Cocoa Board, Dr. Stephen Opuni, who is on trial for causing financial loss to the state, allegedly purchased an untested liquid fertilizer during his tenure. A former Deputy Chief Executive of Cocoa Board, Dr. Yawedu Ampoma, told an Accra High Court yesterday that Dr. Opuni signed a letter requesting Agriculture Ghana Limited, a company belonging to another accused person, Seydou Agongo, who is standing trial with Dr. Opuni, to supply 700,000 litres of the liquid fertilizer at the cost of $19,250,000, although the product was not tested. Dr. Duampoma was led in his evidence-in-chief by Evelyn Kilson, a chief state attorney, before the trial court. He told the court that the purchase was dictated by a transition team at Cocoa Board, which was tasked to look into some anomalies in the procurement of certain fertilizers and chemicals under leadership of Dr. Opuni. The court heard how the Lithovit fertilizer did not go through the full cycle of testing as prescribed by CRIG, but Dr. Opuni signed a letter to purchase the fertilizer, which was different from the Material Safety Data Sheet (MSDS) submitted by Agriculture Ghana Limited for the testing of the product. Dr. Duampoma was Deputy Chief Executive in charge of agrochemicals and quality control when Agriculture Ghana Limited submitted the Lithovit fertilizer for testing, and it was addressed to him. He said the sample of fertilizer submitted to Cocoa Board for testing was powdery, and the accompanying letter as well as MSDS all referred to the product as powder. The paramount chief of the Jasican traditional area, Nana Abrem Akpanja VI, is touting the achievement of President Akufo-Addo, saying Ghanaians are not asleep. Reviewing the president's achievements, the Jasican chief said,
"We are also not ignorant about the numerous achievements of your government within a record period of just 2 years of being in government. To mention just a few of them, for want of time, the management of Ghanaian economy under your leadership has led to a big drop in the inflation rate to a single digit of 9%, while economic growth has doubled from about 3% to 6% in just 2 years of your rule."
According to Nana Abrem Akpanja, the agricultural and services sectors have recorded over 100% growth within the same short time. This, together with other factors, have resulted in a decline in interest rate, thus creating a better climate for business and growth. The Jasican chief was speaking at a Deborah organized in honor of President Akufo-Addo, who is on a 2-day working visit to the OT region as part of a 6-day tour of the OT North, East and Savannah regions. He called for an even spread of development projects in the new region, asking President Akufo-Addo to consider locating the OT Regional Hospital at Wara Wara and the University of ICT and Urban Planning at Jasican to compensate them for the leadership role, effort and expectations that people have invested in the creation of the OT region. He thanked President Akufo-Addo and his government for being the political midwives that oversaw the safe and successful delivery of the OT region. Now, stakeholders in education are undergoing an intensive training on the new standard-based curriculum for basic schools to be rolled out in the next academic year, September 2019. Participants at the 5-day Masters Trainers Workshop, which opened in Koforidua on Monday, were selected from the Ghana Education Service (GES), National Council for Curriculum Assessment (NACCA), National Inspectorate Board, National Teaching Council, Public Colleges of Education, and the universities, among others. To ensure that teachers, the gatekeepers to the effective implementation of the new curriculum, are well exposed, the participants would in turn do the regional and district training for more than 152,000 basic school teachers in the country, scheduled to take place between June and July 2019. Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, the Minister of Education, said over the years, the content and structure of instruction and the institution of learning, particularly at the basic level, had failed to adequately equip young people with the skills and innovation needed for nation building. The Director General of the GES, Professor Kwesi Opoku-Amankwa, said the government was fully sponsoring the training of the 152,000 basic school teachers and all other resources needed in the implementation of the new curriculum to the tune of 26 million Ghana cedis. Dr. Prince Hamid Ama, the Executive Secretary of the NACCA, said the training had been designed with full recognition of the exigencies of the time as well as the non-negotiable global imperative of quality education as required by the Sustainable Development Goals No. 4. Now moving on, some aggrieved customers of Gold Coast Fund Management, GCFM, an investment bank, yesterday hit the streets of the Ashanti regional capital, Kumasi, to demand payment for their mature funds with the company. Led by executives of the Coalition of Aggrieved Customers of Gold Coast Fund Management, the protesters want government's intervention to retrieve their locked-up funds. The customers, who were holding placards with various inscriptions chastising officials of the company, expressed anger that they still cannot access their investment 11 months after rumors of funding problems. Chairman of the coalition, Francis Owusu-Efriye, said efforts to retrieve their funds had yielded no positive result, making life unbearable with pending difficulties. In a petition presented to the Regional Minister for Onward Transmission to President Akufo-Addo, the customers accused management of GCFM of having shown bad faith by disregarding numerous assurances given, besides failing to communicate to them on the status of their locked-up funds. In international news, the Brexit saga still continues as Prime Minister Theresa May has proposed a date for a new vote on an exit deal. The week of June 3 is the new date, and it is somewhat the same week the United States President Donald Trump begins his state visit to the country. The date was announced during a meeting between the UK Prime Minister and opposition Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn, according to a Downing Street spokesman. He said, and I quote, "This evening, the Prime Minister met the leader of the opposition in the House of Commons to make clear our determination to bring the talks to a conclusion and deliver on the referendum results to leave the EU. This will be the fourth time the House of Commons votes on May's Brexit deal after rejecting it in each prior vote. The vote is set to take place before lawmakers go on a summer recess." In sports, the Italian Open will not be the same as expected following reports of Serena Williams' withdrawal. Her withdrawal is in connection with a leg injury, but appears confident of being fit for the French Open. Serena said, and I quote, "I must withdraw from the Italian Open due to a pain in my left knee. I will miss the fans and competition at one of my favorite tournaments. I will be concentrating on rehab and look forward to seeing you all at the French Open and next year in Rome." Meanwhile, the Italian Open was only Serena's fourth tournament of the season. She would have to head to Paris after having completed just 8 matches in 2019. Entertainment is up now. Kim Kardashian West followers are a bunch of amateur detectives. With the birth of the reality mogul's fourth child with husband Kanye West, there's been plenty of interest about what the baby boy's name will be. Naturally, some folks on Twitter are theorizing that the baby's name will be Bear, Cap, or Teddy. The couple welcomed the child via surrogates last week, and he joined sisters North, Chicago, and brother Saint. "We celebrated our baby boy about a week ago, and now he's here. He's so perfect," she tweeted. The couple have a history of waiting a few days before revealing their children's names, so the world will soon see. We will be excited to hear from you, so reach out to us on our Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube handles at the Daily Guide Network, or personally with me at Godwin Nambo on Instagram and Facebook. The update is brought to you by Diamond Cement and powered by Press Express. For all your delivery needs, call Press Express today. Many thanks for watching. My name is Godwin Nambo. Have a good evening.